Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is Hermes bringing you another Battlefield 6 video. We are on an absolute roll with content this month, and the subscriber growth is amazing. So we are going to keep at it. Please subscribe, and that's all I have. But I've got some questions that I want answered, and we're going to answer them today. So let's get into it.
In Battlefield 6, with its larger maps and vehicles! Do you feel like your survival is more about positioning and pacing? And if so, does Black Ops 7's tighter maps and tuned TTK feel unfair to that playstyle?
Let's answer these questions. So, I was sitting in the shower this morning and I was like, there's a lot of hate for Battlefield. And I was wondering where this hate is coming from. And I thought it can't be from Battlefield fans. It's not going to be from like a casual fan like me. Where is the hate coming from? And it's coming from Call of Duty players. Because they know that if this game demolishes this year, Call of Duty's dead, their income is dead. It makes sense. But when we think about the games as a whole, the time to kill, the time you're alive, Call of Duty's game is a TikTok story that is it's a TikTok. You're alive for 30 seconds to a minute, and there's no tacticalness to it, right? There's no brain power put into your life in Call of Duty. The only aspect to staying alive is to get a better kill streak. Other than that, there is no point staying alive. And most people that play it, in my opinion, they don't have the brain power to actually be able to function and survive longer than 30 seconds to a minute, as you do in Battlefield, where you could be alive for 5-10 minutes and have to figure out, what can I do now? Where do I go? What's there to do? Especially if your teammates and your squad revives you, how do I stay alive? How do you stay alive for 15-20 minutes? There's no reset. You're constantly thinking about what to do next and how to do it. And that logic doesn't apply to Call of Duty, and it doesn't apply to the Call of Duty player base. The major fans, the ones that are on TikTok, Twitter, being like, oh, Battlefield shit, oh, COD is so much better, blah, blah, blah. Well, no, it's really not a better game. When you think about the logic behind it, it's not a better game, but it is a fast-paced FPS that doesn't involve much thinking. It involves a lot of reactiveness, whereas Battlefield, you have that reactiveness, plus you've got tanks, you've got jets, you've got objectives, you've got a lot more things to do and worry about, which I believe is aimed at a more targeted base. They have turned it down a little bit, which is fantastic in Battlefield 6. It makes the game a little bit more enjoyable for more people. But in the essence, you need to be able to think longer.
Do BF6 players who rely on positioning, vehicles, and destruction feel like both 7's tiny maps and constant response remove any need for strategy?
Mad shout out to Mad Penguins for reading these questions out for me. You're a mad lad, bro. But answer the question. Do Battlefield 6 players rely on... So, again, it comes back to the brain power in the game, right? Call of Duty is a spawn die, right? There's no real strategy. You run into the pack, you try and pick up as many kills as possible, and then you run out of the pack, right? Or you die. And you rinse and repeat. Battlefield 6, you can tell in the gameplay, I'm a COD player by blood, right? I've been playing COD 12 years, if not more, right? So my brain is a COD brain, but that's why I think I'm enjoying Battlefield 6 so much this year, because I'm learning that I don't want to have a COD brain. I want to have a fun gaming multiplayer brain, right? Where I can enjoy the game and play it how it's supposed to be played and get enjoyment of it. But I'm finding I'm getting more enjoyment from Battlefield 6 because I'm having to figure out what to do, right? In COD, you're not going to have people on turrets. You're not going to have tanks. You're not going to have people flanking you like you do. You have to find a position. You might camp for 2 hours with a sniper. But you have to pick a position where people aren't going to be able to find you, see you, kill you, right? Call of Duty doesn't have any of that. It's a very basic arcade game where, you know, those arcade games back in the day where you put 50 cents in, you go, you get your 30 minutes, or not even, you go get your 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds of adrenaline and endorphins and everything like that, and then you leave. Battlefield 6 is a sandbox game, right? It's not an arcade shooter. There is so much to worry about in this game. You need to pick your position. You can't just run straight into fire because they punish you by giving you a respawn clock. Even though that respawn clock is in like 3 to 5 seconds, right? It annoys you if you have to do it 10 times over, right? I get so annoyed when I see that respawn clock. So you've got to be able to effectively manage your location. You've got to manage how you look around a corner. You got to go, fuck, is there a sniper around there? There's a lot more thinking. And I'm not saying you're stupid if you play COD. I'm saying if you're a YouTuber who's publicly going out and being like, you know, Battlefield 6 is so shit, COD is the best, blah, blah, blah. I mean, one, obviously you're trying to get clicks. I understand that. Two, your fan base has been built off of Call of Duty and they expect to see Call of Duty, and you have to put it out there that you're excited for Call of Duty. I get it. Three, or was that anyway? There's a lot more like there's no thinking to it. There's no content. Like, people don't even watch the creator class things anymore like they did back in the day. No one really cares about it anymore. It's a casual fan base where people just want to get 3 or 4 games in, maybe sit there for an hour, play, get that endorphins going, get that adrenaline rush, and then they move on and they don't play the game anymore. Battlefield 6, you could sit... I played for 4 hours yesterday and it felt like 2. I had no idea what the fuck was going on. I'm like, man, my day's gone. I was having so much fun trying to unlock everything. Trying to figure out what guns are good, what guns are bad. Trying to understand that attachments actually mean something. And my day was gone because I was just having a blast. So, they're very different games, but I think you need to be a more intellectually advanced person, especially if you're a YouTuber, you should be that. But pushing a inferior game down people's throats just so you can make a couple of bucks isn't the right move.
For people who play Bo 7 and love non-stop action, does BF6 feel too slow, or does it just force more thinking than COD players are used to?
Mad Penguin, calm down, bro. These questions are toxic, my man. Black Ops 7 loves non-stop action. Does BF6 feel too slow, or does it just force more thinking than COD players are used to? Mad Penguin, calm down, my man. Wow, you are toxic, bro. But so true. So true. Mad Penguin, what you just said, I think, is what I was just saying. You need to think more, right? Battlefield 6, it's not too slow. It's just not as fast as Call of Duty, right? It's not as fast as Black Ops 7 or any other Call of Duty for that matter. It's a little bit slower. Battlefield 6 is a little bit quicker, right? But when I'm saying a little bit, I'm saying before most people, 90% of people go into a Battlefield 6 fight, they think. They use their brain power and go, wow, okay, if I do this, I'm either going to die, get shot, there's a fucking tank around the corner, there's a helicopter flying above that's going to blast my ass. There's just a little bit of thinking. There's a little bit of thinking that goes on where people just take that extra 2 seconds and go, probably not the best idea. Let me get into cover. Let me do this. Let me do that. Call of Duty, there's no thinking. That's what I've noticed. And I've really noticed it this year as I'm getting older. And that's why I think Call of Duty has all the skins and the gun weapon skins and the player skins and the collabs. They're making it a arcade, come and get your endorphins and your fucking adrenaline, and then fuck off. You know, they obviously have Warzone as well, so they put all the skins in for Warzone because they're trying to be like Fortnite, but they suck at it. But the multiplayer people, they love the skins, right? They love it. It's bright, it's colorful, it's there's no substance to the game, which is fine, right? I get that you like it, but don't go publicly say that Call of Duty is so much better than Battlefield, blah, blah, blah. It does come down to personal preference, of course. But at the end of the day, I think it comes down to people who play Battlefield 6 are just smarter, right? They just want a little bit more out of life. They want to enjoy gaming. They don't want to... I mean, look, I used to enjoy COD, but COD used to be very different, right? COD used to be very different than what it is now. So when I say I used to... I loved COD. Back in the day, it was a little bit different. Look at Ghosts. Call of Duty Ghosts had fucking huge maps where you had time to think. And I think Ghosts is when they sort of did copy Battlefield. But they had substance. There was a bit of fucking time. It wasn't a brain rot game. It's a brain rot game now. And I don't think people are realizing that. And I don't think the content creators are realizing that. Some are. There's some out there that go, fucking Call of Duty sucks. Look, I'm not saying it's a bad game. I had a lot of fun with Black Ops 7. The most amount of fun I've had in a Call of Duty in a long, long time. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I love the franchise. I was raised on the franchise. I was born on the franchise. My first YouTube video started on the franchise, right? I'm not trying to criticize the shit out of Black Ops or Call of Duty. I'm just trying to say that as I've gotten older, and a lot of these YouTubers are older, I realized that I want to use my brain just a little bit more and not have a brain rot.
Do COD players who thrive on quick kills and fast rotations get bored in BF6? Because there's more to focus on than sprinting and slide canceling.
Man, I am going to have to find a new co-host because Mad Penguins is just pulling out all of it today. I think the movement is another huge, massive thing, right? COD players, jumping, sliding, like it's all that quick, arcadey stuff, right? Battlefield 6 movement is much better this year, I will give him that. But overall, it's not the same, right? Call of Duty, you're sliding, you're bunny hopping, you're doing all this sort of shit, and it's very different, right? Whereas Battlefield 6, you're a soldier in warfare, like that's what Call of Duty is promoted as. I think they need to redo their marketing. You're promoted as a soldier in warfare, but you're bunny hopping, skinny dipping, fucking dopamine injecting. Like, there's just so much shit that happens in a game. And again, it comes back to, yes, I do think COD players thrive on quick kills and fast rotations, right? They do get bored in Battlefield 6 because there's more to focus on. You have to worry about where's the tanks, where's the heli, where's the objective? Is my squad fucking doing shit? Am I doing shit? Right? You have to worry about so many more different things, and it is affecting your brain power. Right? It's too much for people to process because they can't go, let's do this, let's do that. We need to do this, we need to do that. So at the end of the day, they do, for them, focusing on jumping from one wall to another wall and skinny dipping and bunny hopping, right? They need that is how you, that it looks cool, it feels cool. The quick scoping and the trick shots and stuff like that. It feels good. It feels cool, and it's exciting, right? You get that dopamine hit. Whereas Battlefield 6 is a slow burn dopamine hit. It's not as fun or interesting as what COD can be in small bursts. But winning a game of Conquest is so much more exciting in Battlefield. Winning a game of domination is a little bit more exciting because you have more fun. But yeah, they're very different games. But I just dislike seeing COD content creators throw it under the bus and not have a lot of fun and criticize it, because some of you have big followings, and it's just not fair to Battlefield when it's not, because it's only slow and it's only getting criticized because you don't have the ability to play it, because you don't play it how it should be. If you're younger, I get that. But if you're like 26 plus, 28 plus, and you can't understand what Battlefield is and what it's about, I think that speaks more about the person than the game itself. But guys, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Drop it down in the comments what you thought of the video and what you guys want to see next. Bye.